because I smoked, I have heart failure. At night, I have to plug myself in to keep my heart pump working. My tip is try not to be a restless sleeper, because if you're not plugged in, you don't have very long to live.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Tell us what you think about our new twist on soft serve, Twist Cones.
Super soft texture.
This has a crunchy cone.
Deliciously soft.
Write all that down, Jeremy. Blue Bunny, we make fun.
Tomorrow on ET, we're with Lionel, Katie, and Luke for an American Idol first.
I did not anticipate doing that in front of millions of viewers.
Plus, only ET is with the Bella Twins taking over Nashville. Now, we leave you with Jean Smart getting her flowers.
Yes.
And her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Congratulations, Jean. Good night.
I never get nervous at any of the awards shows or anything, but I was so nervous today. It's a thrill, and it's a permanent thing. My kids will see it, and hopefully some grandkids.
Meanwhile, Jean's longtime family friend, Joe Montaigne.
Happening now.
If you didn't pick up a whole lot of rain at your house so far today, you have another opportunity very soon. I'm going to time out the next chance of rain, show you the future cast, and talk about the rest of the week in just a bit.
A GOP congressional delegation arrives in Eagle Pass this morning. Good afternoon, I'm Alicia Barrera, and coming up, what they're asking President Biden to do ahead of making any final decision regarding Title 42.
And repairing a broken cell phone can be frustrating. It can also be costly. Coming up, we're going to tell you about your rights to repair your own electronics. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, it is the day we have all been waiting for. Rain passing through parts of Bexar County all day long, some of it quite heavy. It's the rain we've been needing for quite some time.
Yeah, and that rain seems to have calmed down for now, but here's a look at some of the damage it may have contributed to. This is TransGuide showing us a live picture at I-10 and Frio. One big rig jackknifed this afternoon, a portion of another big rig, you see right there, falling off the highway.
Incredible pictures there. This video sent to us by a KSAT viewer who was just passing by that crash earlier today. The accident in the westbound lanes where the highway splits off into 2 levels. And you can see that underneath the highway, it appears to be fuel tanks that came off of one of those trucks. Crews are currently at that scene trying to clear the wreckage.
And here's another look from Sky 12. We're told no one has died. All the occupants made it out of their vehicles in this accident, but traffic has been closed, as you can see, along I-10 westbound at I-35. So this is causing some traffic trouble near downtown. Avoid this area if you can.
There's no one passing through. The crash likely caused, though, by all that rain on slick roads. Adam, the question now is, will there be more rain returning?
Yeah, if you missed out on there's another opportunity as we go forward, another opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms, especially later on tomorrow morning. Right now, you look at the radar screen, and we have most of the activity east of San Antonio right now. That's where the bulk of the activity is located. We've got the red indicating the heavier showers and even a few thunderstorms, Gonzales County into Lavaca County, DeWitt, Victoria as well. The white lines, of course, that indicates the lightning strikes, but this is where the bulk of the moisture is at the moment. We're talking Moulton, Shiner, Yoakum, toward Hallettsville. This is the kind of activity that we had around San Antonio earlier today. Now this is all east of town with a little bit of lightning and thunder. Part of the good news with this is the rain is not coming at a cost. We don't have any severe thunderstorms, no severe weather associated with it. And it looks like any further severe thunderstorm activity is pretty unlikely. We had some out near just north of Del Rio and Valverde County earlier today. But from here on out, we think we're just going to see some beneficial rain. Take a look at the latest downpour that just popped up. We're talking I-10 near the medical center area. Some heavy rainfall right over I-10 just south of Clark High School. And we'll actually stop this so you can get a really good look at this heavy rainfall. This is just a quick splash and dash shower near I-10 in Huebner. And this isn't going to amount to a whole lot, but maybe a quick quarter of an inch within that downpour. Then you come around 4:10, you go through Castle Hills, get to Holmes High School, Ingram Park Mall, and this is a heavy downpour. Not the ideal timing for the evening commute, but hey, we need the rain, so we'll take it. You look at the rainfall rate within this, and where we have the purple here, right near Ingram Park Mall, that's where you have nearly 4 inches of rain per hour. You're not going to see that much rain, however, as it's not going to rain for a whole hour. And this is going to be a quick 15-20 minutes or so as it moves through. Nonetheless, the actual rain that has fallen so far near Ingram Park Mall, and this is just so far, it's still coming down hard. Already 0.7 so far today in the vicinity of Holmes High School and Ingram Park Mall. And you look at some of the other rainfall accumulations and you see the haves and have-nots, which is so common with our type of rainfall around here. The bullseye has really been northeastern Bexar County and up I-35 just outside of 1604. Here's a look at our weather watchers. I mean, we're talking nearly 3 inches in Universal City in Joe's backyard, even just north of Lavernia or south of Lavernia, almost half an inch. Michael's backyard, New Braunfels, 1.66, and more is likely on the way. We'll time it out for you, take a look at the future cast, and much more in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Now let's go to the southern border. Today, Republican lawmakers getting a firsthand look at the number of undocumented immigrants crossing into the U.S. and meeting with the people of Eagle Pass as the debate over immigration policies continues.
The congressional delegation being led by Congressman Tony Gonzalez and House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. Alicia Barrera is live in Eagle Pass with more about their visit and following up new developments as well in the search for that Texas National Guard member who's been missing since Friday. We understand he's been found, Alicia.
Yeah, so this visit really comes on the day of that this body of the Texas serviceman, National Guard Specialist Bishop Evans was found. And that information was confirmed earlier this morning by Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez himself. And really, they said it was a very, it's a gloomy day. It's been raining on and off here in Eagle Pass. But add this discovery to that. And really, the message from Border Patrol, too, was that these waters are very deceiving. Just moments ago, literally 2-3 minutes ago, we saw a group of about 7-8 undocumented immigrants walk through the water here on the Rio Grande into the U.S. side. But then there's pockets that are really deep, and perhaps that's exactly what happened with Evans. And unfortunately, yes, he did pass away. That body has been recovered. And Republicans today during this visit really applauded the efforts of Governor Abbott with Operation Lone Star. But they do admit that, those numbers have not stopped. They've only been increasing. And it's definitely been a busy year for Border Patrol. Data from Customs Border Protection shows that encounters in this sector last month more than doubled those of March 2021. Today, 9 members of Congress, including 3 from Texas, others from Mississippi, Georgia, Utah, Tennessee, and even New York were present. And here's what House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy is calling President Joe Biden to do before ending Title 42.
Before he makes this decision, he should come here. He should look the border agents in the eye and ask them, what is the best decision to make? He should spend the time with the mayors and the ranchers.
And while GOP leaders were touring the border and visiting the processing center, Tony Gonzalez's challenger, Democratic nominee for District 23, John Lida, held a roundtable with government leaders and residents. And here's what the candidate says he wants to work towards if elected in November.
There's not only an asylum reform, there's not only immigration reform, there's not only work visa reform, there's also physical structures with anti-narcotics trafficking, anti-human smuggling, and we just want our borders to be a place of cultural exchange. We don't want this to be considered a war zone.
What both parties can agree on is that Eagle Pass is not ready for an influx of undocumented immigrants that's estimated to be in the thousands daily if Title 42 does come to an end. And both are calling for federal government to do more. And we have just received word that a federal judge has ruled and blocking President Joe Biden from ending Title 42. So that remains up in the air. And this is the 10th delegation that Congressman Gonzalez has brought down to the border. And we asked him what he plans to do next. And we'll have that answer coming up at 6. Reporting live in Eagle Pass, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Elisa. New at 5, a man is in the hospital after he was shot in the stomach this afternoon. Now San Antonio police are looking for the suspect. They aren't getting much info from the victim, though. According to SAPD, the man showed up at a Whataburger on West Commerce near South General McMullen around 12:30 this afternoon. They say he was shot nearby. His friends drove him for help. The victim taken to University Hospital, his condition unknown. Investigators were going to question his friends to try and get some more information.
SAPD also looking for the person who shot into a home on G Street on the east side. This was around 4 in the morning, not too far from I-10 and MLK Drive. A 59-year-old man who was in a front room was hit in his arm and his stomach.
At last check, he was in the hospital. He's expected to be okay. As for the shooter, SAPD believes they were in a pickup. They aren't sure whether it was a random or targeted shooting at this point.
In courts this week, a trial will begin tomorrow. It is the case of a woman who allegedly hired an undercover cop to kill a family member. Angelica Navarro de Paz is facing a solicitation capital murder charge. Back in 2017, police say that an undercover officer posed as a hitman hired for that murder. Navarro de Paz allegedly offered to pay him $1,700 to have a relative killed. Police say that she gave that undercover officer $850 and promised to give him the other half after he killed that person. After that exchange, she was arrested. Navarro de Paz is facing 5 to 99 years or life in prison if found guilty.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and it's why the Bexar County Child Welfare Board is kicking off its Serenity Activity Pack project. It's an effort to help children overcome times of crisis or trauma by providing law enforcement officers with backpacks filled with items that will bring children comfort, like toys, blankets, activities. Today, all about assembling those bags, which will soon be handed off to children who really need them.
When there's a particular family violence case or maybe a car accident, somewhere where a child may be feeling trauma, and we want to be able to interact with that child with something such as a toy or something that they're going to relate with.
And it's not just San Antonio police officers. Other police departments in the surrounding area have similar projects, like the Bernie Police Department's one-day bags.
New at 5, phone fixes. We know smartphones are not cheap, with a new one costing more than $1,000. So if you break it, you might want to get it fixed. Good luck doing it yourself, though. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at why that is so challenging and what's being done about it.
There was one time where it got so cracked that the screen started to go black and everything.
A lot of the times I'm just getting out of my car and it falls out of my lap and falls onto the concrete.
One time I left my phone on the back of my car at Trader Joe's parking lot, drove away, realized I left it there, came back, and it was smashed in the middle of the street.
Look familiar? Turns out most people with a broken phone don't even try to repair it. But why?
When we surveyed people about this a few months ago, a lot of people said they don't fix their smartphones when they break because it's too expensive to do it. And a lot of other people said it's too inconvenient.
Replacement parts can also be hard to find, and instructions for fixing phones are scarce. Plus, newer phones are made with glued-in batteries and special screws that can't easily be removed. And if you think you'll void the warranty if you repair the phone yourself or at an independent shop, that's not true. Now Congress and some states are introducing legislation to help consumers. The Federal Fair Repair Act would require manufacturers to provide the parts and instructions so you can repair your electronics, including your phone, yourself. And now for the first time, Apple says it will make some parts and repair manuals available to consumers and repair shops. And there are reports Microsoft said it will work to make some of its devices easier to fix. Wins for the environment and you. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
A new drug approved to treat severe COVID in some of the tiniest patients. We're talking babies as young as 28 days old. We're going to tell you more in just a bit.
We want to take you back out to that big rig crash. This is I-10 at Frio. You're watching the news at 5. Stick with us.
Hi there, I'm Myra Arthur, joining you from right here in the KSAT 12 newsroom with a look at some of what we're working on today for the news at 6. April is Minority Health Month. The nation is taking a hard look at disparities in health care among minority populations. Metro Health doing the same thing right here in San Antonio, and the main focus is on immunizations. Tonight at 6, our Courtney Friedman shares what programs they're utilizing and expanding to fill the gaps in care that we have here. Plus,
it's election time again, and Bexar County election officials are trying to make sure mail ballots don't trip up as many voters this time around. The steps they're taking.
We've got some deadlines that pertain to that you'll want to know about. We have more about early voting, which started tonight on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
On the COVID-19 front, the Food and Drug Administration approving a new treatment for COVID in kids. It is the antiviral drug we've told you about called remdesivir. The new treatment would be given as an injection to children as young as 28 days old, making it the first drug approved to treat COVID in this age group.
And that's a big step because right now kids under 5 still unable to get vaccinated. It doesn't go to everyone, though. Kids must be hospitalized or deemed at high risk for developing COVID to receive the injection.
Looking outside, we're going to check in on that accident one more time. We think this was caused by wet roads on I-10 at Frio.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting one of those big rigs out of the way. It's still going to be a while, though, before they get that other one that actually fell onto the highway ramp below. And yeah, I mean, when the rain came, it came down in buckets, at least downtown.
Yeah, we had some very impressive rainfall rates on the order of 5 to 7 inches per hour. Now, of course, it didn't rain for a whole hour, but that's how heavy it was coming down. You look at most of the activity now, it's far east of San Antonio, especially the moderate and heavy rain, particularly Gonzales County. You head eastward into DeWitt County, just north of Cuero. Between Gonzales and Cuero, that's where we have the heavy shower activity. And of course, thunderstorms, these white lines that you see here, I'll tilt it for you. Those indicate the lightning strikes within these thunderstorms. And there isn't a whole lot of lightning, but there is a little bit, especially moving right into Victoria currently. Get into Lavaca County and Hallettsville, Shiner, Gonzales. I'll step off so you can see it. Just good, soaking, heavy rainfall. Moderate to heavy rain that's not coming at the cost of large hail or damaging winds. That's the key here. I think our severe weather threat, that has pretty much passed us by. And you may get woken up by a few rumbles of thunder later on tonight, but you can rest assured that it's highly unlikely to be joined by large hail and or damaging winds or any kind of severe weather. Here's the newest thunderstorm that just popped up locally. We're talking right here along and within 410 on the north side of town, approaching 281, hitting the airport right now. This is a heavy downpour. You look at the current neighborhood and right around Lee High School here. Lee High School, we're talking West Avenue, Blanco Road. And that's where we have the heaviest rain at the current time. But that is pushing eastward, and that's going to be hitting 281 momentarily. So not exactly ideal for the evening commute. But we can time this out. It's moving at about 20 miles per hour, give or take a little bit. So it's moving to the east at that rate. Let's give you some communities that could see this in the short term here. We're talking MacArthur High School. If you live near MacArthur High School, at about 5:21 p.m. Monte Vista, 5:26 p.m. Windcrest at about 5:34 p.m. That's when you would see this heavy rain. Again, just a good soaking downpour, no severe thunderstorm activity associated with it. Randolph Air Force Base, so converse, at about 5:52 p.m. That's, of course, assuming it stays on its current trajectory and whatnot. I want to go back to our rainfall totals over the past 12 hours, and this is a good example here. I was live on our KSAT Weather Authority app earlier today, and you look at Stone Oak, for example. You get east of 281. We're talking Evans Road area, north of 1604, and you've got 2 to 3 inches of rain estimated by the Doppler radar. But you go just a few miles to the west, you cross over 281, we're talking 4 miles westward, and you're looking at a half an inch to an inch of rainfall. There you go. Big difference. I mean, we're talking a 2-inch difference just west to east over a 4-mile range. And that's the nature of rainfall, of course, around here in South Texas. And that's what we often see. We're going to see more of it. That's the nice thing. We'll be seeing more rainfall. As of 4 p.m. today, we've had nearly 7/10 of an inch officially at the airport. Shirts over 3 inches. More often on scattered downpours. A little bit of lightning and thunder possible later tonight, especially after 10 p.m. and through the morning commute. Here's our futurecast. And don't pay close attention to the exact placement of these downpours, just the mere fact that the futurecast is in agreement that we'll have more of this activity, especially after 10 p.m. into the night. You may be falling asleep to that pitter patter of rain on the roof, that nice sweet sound. And if you missed out on the rain earlier today, through the morning commute, we have a pretty good opportunity of more showers, and it tapers off by noon tomorrow. Temperatures locally, because of the cold front and showers, we're in the 60s right now. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the day right near 70 or right near 60 degrees, 58 locally in town by the afternoon. We make it right up near 70. So a cool day. Most of the rain late tonight through the morning drive tomorrow, so there could be some delays for the morning commute. Then we dry out, warm up to 90 degrees again by Friday.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, remember that team the Spurs played in the play-in game?
Yeah.
They're very much alive in the playoffs.
Yeah, they are. In fact, they're gotten even with Phoenix, who, by the way, is dealing with a very key injury. Nonetheless, the Pelicans are taking advantage of that fact. When we come back, that best-of-7 series now a best-of-3 after what happened yesterday. And look who's facing elimination already tonight. Coming up.
It's our time. We worked so hard throughout the year to become a better team, and we finally get the chance to be on a really, really big stage and continue to play together. My teammates have been helping me out a lot, just putting me in the right spots, passing me the ball in the right areas, and just making me look good. It's been a team effort, and I just love playing with the guys.
All right, Devin Booker injured his hamstring during the second half of Game 2, which the Suns did win. But now the question is, when will he be back? That injury typically takes 2 to 3 weeks to heal.
Can't worry about that. The guys who are on the floor, we just did it the other day. We played harder. We didn't shoot the 3-ball well, and we won the game. Okay, we didn't give up. And now we have to be smarter as it relates to fouling and knowing the bonus. But that's a huge disparity. We can't worry about whether or not Book comes back. Obviously, we need Book back. But that's not why we lost the game. They played much harder than we did tonight.
I mean, one of the biggest surprises in the NBA playoffs is how the Golden State Warriors have manhandled the Denver Nuggets in the first round. In fact, they had a chance to sweep Denver out of the first round of the playoffs. They struggled against the Nuggets in the elimination game. In fact, the Nuggets led by 17 points going into the fourth quarter until Steph Curry comes alive. He gets the basket and the foul to tie the game at 119. Next time down the floor, Curry again. It's ruled a 2, and he finished with 33 points. Nuggets would tie the game 121 all when Monte Morris breaks the tie with a floater to put Denver up by 2 with 30 seconds left. Then Nikola Jokic finds Will Barton all alone in the corner for the 3. Denver avoids a sweep, 126 to 121. And look at this, the Brooklyn Nets with all that talent, including Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and now Ben Simmons, along with Patty Mills off the bench, are in danger of being swept out of the first round tonight against Boston in Game 4. Simmons has not yet played in the series. That's brought a lot of criticism, and he's been ruled out for this game tonight as well. And what does that tell you? Money does not buy championships.
Or happiness.
Or happiness.
Thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back.
More information on this accident at I-10 in Frio. Police tell us one truck lost traction, hit the other truck. This is what happened. It'll be closed down for a few more hours. The latest at 6.